Journeyman. Trying to get a good picture for the frame. Anyways, what we have here behind me is the wall of sticky notes. Christian, why do you have a wall of sticky notes? Because in life, it's imperative that you look back and reflect on things and what you thought and how you learned from those thoughts. So up here is a wall. Well, it's actually a cardboard box that I cut and made it flat. Because I had them all on a cork board up here, but they got too many. They became too many for the board. And I'm like, I need some more space. So instead of buying more cork boards, I decided to buy a cardboard box. It looks cheap, I know, I get it, but that's not the purpose. The purpose is to look back every single day. I write one every single day about like the highlight of my day, whether it be triathlon, whether it be a conversation that I had with my wife. I'll just read this one right here. June 3rd, you must master your emotions. Because apparently in June I was emotional wreck, right? I was having hard workouts. I couldn't understand my why. I hadn't gone deep enough in the journey. And that was day 33. I'm now on day 167. May 9th was the start date. So this whole thing started when my swim coach, I told him when I was swimming, I'm like, man, at this rate, I'm gonna be a freaking world champion in like 10 years. He was like, no, I think you'll be world champ in 5 years. He said that to me and I'm like, wait, what? I don't know if you guys ever seen the Dumb and Dumber. He's like, so you're telling me there's a chance? So it literally, that spark in my head went off like, holy cow, I'm not the only one this is like a conceivable thing. If there's a big if, but the potential is there. And that's good. It'd be not so good if you did stuff without potential, right? He was like, this guy's gonna suck in 3 years or what have you. So it all started on May 9th. I've been in Tucson a little bit longer than that, but end of April. But the unique thing is I started that May 9th, and the first sticky note says, Road to Champion, Day 1. And every single day I write that and I reflect on the day. And I grow from it, and I learn from it. And I think that's a unique thing. It's awesome. I also write like highlights and like new PRs and stuff like that. So I encourage people I write in a journal every once in a while, but it's not as much as I do this. Like I do this every day because it's easy. And I take the easy way out on a lot of things. So it's easier for me to do this than it is to write in the journal every single day. Gotta get better on that, guys. Anyways, what I'm trying to advertise to everyone is it's important to look back when your self-doubts and stuff like that are louder than, like, it's almost like your self-doubt becomes another person, like you're talking to another person, literally. So for me, when I get all dowdy and poopy pants and weird, I just go back to my board and I read what I wrote. And I'm like, wow, I'm really letting myself down because I haven't grown from that day. And it's kind of like a board of accountability, a board of achievement, a board of setbacks, anything. I don't hold back. I think being brutally honest with yourself is the most important thing. And more importantly, when I first started this journey, June 17th, 2020, I talked about it on my previous video, that I had overzealous overzealous ideas of how fast I could achieve the goal in mind. I won't say the goals are crazy. I'll say that my timeline to get to the goals were not, how do I say this? They were not achievable. Like I wanted stuff like instant gratification type deals. That's just not how life works at all, right? I believe you get rewarded for doing hard work. Not necessarily like hard labor, like you gotta swing a sledgehammer all day or anything like that, but more along the lines of how your time management skills towards your chosen career path, right? So this is very unique to me. I've never done anything like this. I've never said, hey, I'm going to be world champion one day and that's it. I've always known that I was super competitive, but I guess I'm coming to find out that I'm more competitive than most people. And I also write when someone told me, Christian, you can't do it. You can't do it because you're talking about being a world champion and your first Ironman was 13 hours. I mean, Lionel Sanders' first Ironman was 8 hours and something or 9 hours and something. You can't compare yourself to that. That's unrealistic. I get it. But unfortunately, I was comparing myself to professional athletes when I'm not one. And that's true. That's hard to deal with. Most people can't deal with that or let their ego go. But here's what I have to say. I have to say that in order to achieve something, you must think it first. Period. So you never know someone's potential. That's a fact. Like growing up, I never understood that, but now as an adult, I understand that a lot of people think they know other people's potential and they kind of portray their fears and I guess they gave up trying on whatever they thought they should be, and then they're trying to project that stuff on people. And that you can't compare yourself to that because if I couldn't do it, you definitely can't do it. So what I say to those people are, you're correct. I agree with them. But I also agree, like I would also bet on myself, period. I would also be willing to bet money on myself for this board and this dream. So back to the conversation with my coach, my swim coach, when he said, Christian, it'll probably take you about 5 years, champ. 5 years. He used to mess with me too when I first started swimming there. He used to call me champ all the time because it's like a, you suck term, but he's using it the other way. Like, come on, champ, you got it. So, and then that time he said it, I don't know why I like believed him. Like I mean, I believe it myself, but sometimes when you have like borderline delusion, it doesn't turn into inspiration until it does, basically. It's just a delusional idea until man, you're so inspiring. That's what delusion, that's what people, there's no gray area in between that. It's either delusional, you could never do that, or wow, you did that. That's so awesome, tell us all about it. There's no gray area in between. And I hope to highlight that in these videos, but I did the math. And 5 years is 1,825 days exactly. So I'm on day 167 of 1825, and I will continue this board not only to show you the difference between talking about it and showing you, talking about it and being about it, but also giving back at the same time as I'm going through it. Because one day, your boy might have kids, and he'll be like, what does it take to be a champion? What does it take to understand the journey of setbacks and you feeling like an idiot and you feeling like you can't do it and no one believes in you, and you just keep waking up and you get up the next day and the next day and the next day and the next day and you stretch and you stretch and you stretch and you're not a natural athlete, you had spine surgery, you freaking, just everything is against. When you have those kind of thoughts, there's no way, Christian, there's no way you can do this ever. You just keep doing the activity. Keep going towards your goal, and eventually you'll make progression, and progression will turn into the big snowball, and the snowball will turn into an entire freaking wiping out the entire village of haters and doubters and what have you. That was a very bad example. Realize that, my bad. But to summarize, this is my board, this is what I do. If you don't have an avenue to look back on and reflect on what you've done in the past, I would advise either getting a notebook and writing every single day, like a quote or something that happened that kept you motivated, or something that you learned from, or a book that you read, or why you were depressed, or whatever. Any of that stuff is in there. So if you need a tool to handle your mental journey, here it is. I'll see you guys on Wednesday for a product review. Journeyman out.